One of our last steps, and certainly the last pieces that we need to put on, are the feet. Now, I have 3 different kinds of wood to choose from: red, black, and white. So this is maple, cherry, and walnut. That one's white, because the rest of my little embellishments were maple. So I'm sticking with that. What we got to do is put on this fence, this little sled, and this is found on the wall behind this table saw. And of course, to do that, we have to remove the guard again. Lift up, pull the plate out, lift the handle to the right of the guard, and that pulls right out. Handle down, flap back in, and slide that back on, and you're ready to go. Get rid of some of the dust, and there it is. Now, it says right on here, tilt to 15 degrees. I don't know if you saw that when I showed. That is tilted at 15 degrees. So we're going to make a foot that tapers to not a sharp point, but tapers down a little bit. So to turn it, you're going to use the handle on the left side of the table saw. And you'll be able to look into the front, and you can see a little finger moving across slowly as you spin it. Put it on 15 degrees. I'll just turn it. There we go. Until there's a little red finger in the front. And you can just see it at 15 degrees right there. There's no locking mechanism, but now that slides just fine. Now, of course, you can see the blade's too low. So I have to use the other handle to raise it up enough so that it'll cut through this. So that's about it. So I'm hitting about the top of that notch right there, and that's what I want. All right, time to start cutting. What we have to do is I need to cut this way first to match. It's going to go inward, then I'm going to flip it, move it to a little pencil line I have, then cut, then flip it and cut and flip it and cut, and I'm going to be going back and forth. The only thing you need to worry about is not to have it all the way against it. I need it flush, not back tight, or not like this, but down flat. Okay, turn it over, put it to that pencil line right there and hold it down. There's one. Flip it over and do it again. For the last couple of minutes, I've just been kind of rounding off the sharp corners on these feet. That way, when you pick it up, you don't feel anything digging into your hands, anything like that. Just a little bit. I want to beware not to change the thickness of any of them, otherwise it's going to end up wobbling. All right. Now that all of the sharp edges are off, they're just going to go into the corners, about like that. I would highly recommend not putting it right into the corner. I would have it in 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, somewhere in that range. But to put it on is extremely simple. You put a dot of glue right there. Doesn't take very much. Put it where you want it. I'm going to do 3/16, just a little over 1/8 of an inch. And hold it in place for a couple of seconds. There. Now I can see a little glue squeezing out. That's okay. Just be careful not to make a bigger mess. All right, we'll do it again. Little dot of glue is really all it takes. Put it the same distance in. And make sure it's twisted right and press down and hold it. After about 30 seconds, it is not going to move. The glue grabs fast enough. All right, and then do the other two. We can sand it and move on. Once that's on there, just flip it over and let it sit. Its own weight will hold it on until the glue cures. In the meantime, Figure out where you need to finish sand. If you see any scratches, because I've been moving it around on the table, anything around here, some of these dowels have some fuzzies that I don't like, that I want to sand off a little. I don't want them to be sharp, so I'm going to hit those just a hair. Anything that stands out, get it sanded down, because the next step is to spray it.